What if the place you live is the reason you're not happy? And moving could completely change your life. These countries make people happier and more content than anywhere else. Number one might shock you. Most people think happiness comes from money, or success, or achievements. But what if one of the biggest factors is something simpler? Where you live. Different countries offer completely different lifestyles. Some are stressful, fast-paced, and isolating. Others are slower, more connected, and fulfilling. Today, we're exploring countries where many expats say they feel happier, more relaxed, and more content with life. From Europe to Southeast Asia, we're breaking down places that offer not just affordability, but a better way of living. And by the end, you might start seeing your future in a completely different place. Portugal. Portugal is not the happiest country in the world by the metrics. It ranks around 50th on the World Happiness Report, well below its Scandinavian counterparts. And yet, and this is something that every person who has actually lived there will tell you, Portugal has something that the happiness rankings don't fully capture. It has a quality of daily life, a texture of existence, an art of living that is not about maximizing positive emotions, but about inhabiting experience fully, the beautiful and the melancholic equally. The Portuguese have a word for this that has no direct English equivalent: saudade, a bittersweet longing for something beautiful that has passed, or may never come. It sounds sad, but it is also somehow deeply satisfying, a relationship with life that accepts its impermanence and finds that acceptance peaceful rather than devastating. This is a different kind of happiness than the Scandinavian model, less about optimizing conditions, more about the quality of attention you bring to ordinary life. And for a certain kind of person, particularly those who have spent decades in the achievement-oriented cultures of the English-speaking world, it is profoundly liberating. Costa Rica. Costa Rica is known for its philosophy of pura vida. It emphasizes enjoying life, reducing stress, and connecting with nature. What strikes almost everyone who retires in Costa Rica is the social texture of daily life. The neighbors who bring food when you're sick, the community festivals that are genuinely communal, not ticketed events, but organic celebrations that happen in streets and plazas. The multi-generational households that mean old people are never isolated. The children who are everywhere, embedded in the life of the community, rather than packed off to separate activities. Tennis, in particular, deserves special mention. National Geographic once cited it as having the best climate in the world. Never too hot, never cold, low humidity, almost no extreme weather events. It is a small colonial town with a growing expat community, strong local culture, and proximity to both Pacific and Caribbean beaches and cloud forest. Spain. Now let's talk about Spain, because Spain offers a completely different type of happiness. If Portugal is calm, Spain is alive. In cities like Valencia, Seville, and Alicante, life doesn't just happen, it's experienced. Here, happiness is deeply connected to social life. People don't stay at home all day. They go out, they meet friends, they gather in plazas, they talk, laugh, eat, and stay out late. And that creates something many people are missing in modern life: connection. In Spain, loneliness is less common, not because people are never alone, but because the culture naturally pulls you into social interaction. Even simple things feel different. A quick coffee can turn into a long conversation. Dinner can last for hours. Evenings feel alive. And over time, that energy changes you. But there's a catch. Spain requires adaptation. The schedule is different. Lunch is later. Dinner is much later. Shops may close midday. And if you don't speak Spanish, integration can take time. But for those who embrace the culture, Spain can offer one of the most fulfilling lifestyles in Europe, because happiness here isn't just internal, it's shared.
Greece. Now let's move to Greece, because Greece offers something emotional, something deeper. Especially in places like Crete or smaller islands, life doesn't feel structured. It feels lived. You wake up not to an alarm, but to sunlight. You don't rush through your day, you move through it. Meals are not just about food, they're about conversation. Time slows down in a way that feels almost unfamiliar at first. But then something changes. You start appreciating small things again. The sea, the breeze, the sound of people talking late into the night. But Greece isn't for everyone. It requires patience. Infrastructure can vary. Healthcare outside major cities may be limited, and bureaucracy can be frustrating. But for those who stay, Greece offers something rare, a life that feels meaningful, not efficient, not optimized, but real. Philippines. Now let's talk about something different, because happiness doesn't always come from infrastructure or lifestyle design. Sometimes it comes from people, and that's where the Philippines stands out. In places like Dumaguete and Cebu City, expats often say the same thing. They feel welcomed, not just tolerated, welcomed. Conversations happen easily. People smile. There's warmth in everyday interactions, and that creates something powerful, a sense of belonging. Life here is also more relaxed, less structured, more spontaneous. But there are challenges. Infrastructure can vary. Traffic in cities can be intense, and systems don't always work the way you expect. But many expats accept these trade-offs because what they gain is something deeper, connection. And for many people, that's the foundation of happiness. Mexico. Mexico brings something different again. Energy. In cities like Mérida and Puerto Vallarta, life feels vibrant. Colorful streets, music, food, festivals. There's always something happening, and that creates stimulation, excitement, a sense that life is full. For many retirees, this brings joy, because every day feels alive. But like Spain, Mexico is social, and integrating into the culture takes time. Still, for those who embrace it, Mexico offers a lifestyle that feels rich, not just financially, but emotionally. Thailand. Thailand is one of the easiest places to feel relaxed. In places like Chiang Mai, life becomes simple. Food is cheap, services are accessible. Daily stress drops quickly, and that alone increases happiness. But Thailand also offers freedom. You don't need to overthink life here. You can just live. Of course, cultural differences exist, but many expats adapt quickly. Final insight. Here's the truth most people don't realize. Happiness isn't about finding the best country. It's about finding the right environment for your personality. Some people thrive in social energy. Others need peace. Some want structure. Others want freedom. And the place you choose will shape how you feel every single day. So if you're thinking about moving or retiring abroad, don't just ask where is the cheapest place, or even where is the most beautiful. Ask something deeper. Where will I feel most alive? Because the right place doesn't just change your location, it changes your life. Now I want to hear from you. Which country felt like the right fit? Tell me in the comments. And if you enjoy content about living abroad, retirement, and building a better life,